nervous.
Live.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay,
Are
now
we live?
we're officially live.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Philippines. Hello, world. Thank you very much for joining us again for another episode of Bold Moments. This episode is going to be, it's an exclusive, it's a special edition. And we can't wait for us to start this episode. But before that, let's say hello to my beautiful co-host, who's until now it's 6 p.m. Is still glowing. Hi, Shirley.
Hi, Ralph. It's really good to see you and I miss you.
I missed you
Today.
too.
And I think andito lahat ng energy natin today. This is gonna be a very amazing and exciting day pa rin.
Yes,
Kasi it is full of inspiring story. No?
yes,
And I think today, this is all about being brave and being courageous kahit na maraming nangyayari sa paligid.
yeah.
So I think this is a very important day because we're able to hear true to life story of
Oh, yeah.
how you can be brave and how you can be courageous in this kind of pandemic.
Yes, definitely. I am excited to learn from him, to know about his story. He is one brave man. So, actually, Shirley, uh, our guest for today is a friend of mine, and I know of him since when I was in grade school, I think, or in high school. We're in the same city here in General Santos. He's a very smart guy, so he always joins competition. He's always being picked by his school to
Wow.
represent his school, and we always see each other in those competitions.
Wow.
Oo. Kasama si Kay. So I asked Kay, do you still remember Bon? Yeah, I remember him sa competitions. Yan yung ano natin, yung pagkakalala ko sa kanya. We
Very
met.
competitive.
Competitive yan si Besh. Joke. Matalino yan, matalino. And growing up, we have the same mutual friends who are also in the nursing field. And there also, a lot of them are there in the UK. And
Yeah.
I am very thankful that he's here because he's brave enough. He said yes in no time when I invited him, sent an invite for him to be here because I think it's important for someone like him to share his
Yeah.
story and to share what is going in nurse in a life of a nurse who's in the UK, who's a Filipino, who's from the same nation, and maybe he can share. He can be our eyes, and it can be he can be our eyes in the UK and share to us what is happening there. So, are you ready to meet our guest, Shirley?
Yes, I'm so excited to to learn also kung ano ba talaga yung totoong buhay ng mga frontliner natin. Hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas but also to other countries kasi I think mas mahirap for them kasi yung support system nila hindi tulad dito sa atin na kasama yung family.
Oh yes.
Sila talaga ang sakit din for them na humiwalay sila sa family nila they need to work. So I think the burden is really double. So yeah, I'm so excited for this one.
I'm excited as well. Let's welcome him live from the United Kingdom. We have here Eric Von Fedeluces. Hi, Eric. Hi, Von.
Hi. Hello everyone. Good evening, tama? Good evening and good morning from UK. So nice to meet you, Shirley and Ralph. Hi. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, brother. Kanina, tinutokso kita, sabi ko, mukhang wala ka namang COVID, mukha ka namang fresh pa rin.
Yes.
Well,
Yung freshness niya.
Oo.
I guess maganda yung effect ng ng isolation, 14 days isolation.
That's good, that's good. First of all, pare, I would like to know, how are you doing
Yeah.
there?
So far, this is actually my 15th day of isolation, and I feel a lot better compared to the first day, to the fifth and maybe sixth or seventh day while I was having this COVID. Ngayon I'm feeling in shape now, almost maybe back to normal, except quite still faint ang pangamoy at panlasa, but I'm still waiting for my re-swab kasi you have to be swab negative before going back to work. So this afternoon maybe I will go back and be re-swabbed in the hospital. So yeah. But I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you.
That's great news, pare, that you are fine and that you are in good shape.
Yeah.
Yes.
May we know? Yes, yes, Shirley.
And it's really good to know that he's feeling better now.
Yeah.
Maybe something else we can also ask him, no? Like, maybe you can tell our viewers kung how is your journey in the UK as a nurse? Like, saan ka siguro nag-work and ilang taon ka na nurse
Oh,
in UK?
yes.
Okay. Um. So I'm almost 5 years here in the UK now as a critical care nurse or an
ICU?
ICU nurse. Yeah,
Wow.
in the ICU. Back in the Philippines, I became a nurse since 2009, and I work in a private hospital there in at General Santa City. And then when I came here 5 years ago, directly hired by an employer, went straight to critical care, trained in the critical care, and ayan. So far, within 5 years now, I'm enjoying a lot. I can go home occasionally kasi hindi naman ganun kamura ang pamasahe, but what's good about this modern era is we can connect with the family through the social media and the technology. Kaya it's easier for us OFW, especially here in the UK, to connect with the family. So yeah, it's I'm enjoying, and I'm getting used to how the UK healthcare system and the UK system itself. So yeah, enjoying naman.
Wow. So, brother, I'd like to go direct to your current situation. So, right now, you are a patient. You are battling COVID
Yes.
19. Uh,
Yeah.
can you tell us when did this happen? When you realized, and how did you
Um,
feel?
so it was, I think, 2 weeks ago, with my first exposure. I am one of the first nurses in our hospital to handle a COVID-19 patient. I mean, a COVID-19 positive patient. Initially, this patient was still suspected, and that time, I think the hospital is not that equipped enough yet,
Mm.
or that ready enough yet na nag-distribute na ng mga personal protective equipments. Kaya kasi hindi pa ganun kapik ang COVID that time here in the UK. Kaya the suspected ones, we just wear the normal medical mask or the surgical mask, not really the full PPE gears. But yeah, as I've said, I'm one of those exposed nga. And then that time came after 5 days. These are after exposure to different patients and and colleagues who were asymptomatic, o meaning mga colleagues na nag-positive rin pero initially walang symptoms. Maybe I think my viral load went up. So ayun nga, naapektuhan. So after 5 days, I asked my manager to swab me through our urgent care center. Kaya after 24 to 48 hours, I think lumabas na yung result. I got positive. They called me na I should be in isolation for 14 days and not be back until there are 2 consecutive negative results of swabs. So, ayun. So, now I'm on isolation at the moment pa rin.
So, during that time, wala kang naramdaman na symptoms. You just feel na you really like wanted to have that swab test because you were exposed.
Yeah, actually, I've been swabbed twice. The first week was I asked for a swab because, as I've said a while ago, I was exposed. I mean, I was exposed na hindi ako protected. So I
Mm.
just asked after 5 days of the exposure, sabi ko, pwede ba ako magpa-swab kasi I handled the patient and I was not protected. And the first swab went negative. And then after a week, I felt back pain. That was initially my symptom, in which it's not a known, what do you call that, a known symptom of COVID, kasi
So,
lagi the government or yeah, yung sinasabi is respiratory symptoms, ubo, sipon, sore throat, something like that. But back pain, it's not really that commonly known. So I had back pain, and then I was still working at that day, and then in the afternoon it went extremely painful. Naging body pain na siya, not just located hindi lang siya naging back pain but more of a general body malay or body pain. Kaya I asked my manager kasi since off naman ako the next day, I asked them if I can be swabbed the next day.
Right.
And ayun na nga, I did the swab and it went out positive.
So when you learned that you got a positive result in your test, what did you feel? Were you kasi I think there are a lot of other illness viruses out there. Others kasi 'di ba may takot tayo na sana hindi natin lahat naman siguro ng virus ayaw natin ma-contract, pero this
Yeah.
one, because it's like the emerging problem, when you learn that you are, and now that the person that you see in the news na merong COVID, you are also now part of the statistic, what did you feel?
At first, actually, while I first felt the symptoms, I was expecting it to be COVID. Kasi if you have the knowledge of the COVID and you were trained to handle COVID, you're also well versed about the symptoms of COVID. So I was thinking it might be COVID or not 50%, yes, 50%, no. That's why I asked for the swab. But when the occupational health team told me that the result was positive, it was not a shocking revelation because I was expecting
Wow.
it. The hardest part for me was to reveal it to my family back there in the Philippines, because it's so difficult to convey the message if you are to tell the message to a non-medical person, because ikaw as a medical person, you understand and you know what will you go through on the course of the disease. But to them na wala namang training on the medical field, it's quite
Right.
difficult. So that was the burden for me actually, rather than myself.
That's interesting that iba ang understanding ng mga medical people once they get once they contract a certain disease, because they know it by its essence, they know it by its
Yeah.
structure, and they know how long it will be in the body. And then wala yung stigma, but then that's true for people like us who have a vague understanding about the virus. We're scared for it. Like for example, if we know someone that has COVID, like for example, here in Jensen, Shirley, 2 weeks ago, nagkaroon ng isang positive ng COVID, and buong Jensen, as in natakot, naging malinis yung daan. Like no
Yeah.
one came out the next day. So parang, well, that's good because they're taking precautionary measures, pero talagang you can see how people are living in fear once they know that there is a presence of the virus in the community.
Yeah, that is true, I think, because firstly, people just know the virus by social media or by the news. Siguro
Right.
sabihin natin 30% of the population read about it, but it's not really an extensive reading compared to the trainings the medical personnel has. So kaya medyo nakakatakot at medyo nagiging sensual, ano ba tawag doon, nagiging sensualize ang news dahil doon. Pero with the
Yeah.
medical people, naintindihan din, of course natatakot rin kami kasi nakikita namin firsthand anong nangyayari sa inside the ICU, anong nangyayari. And it's true, it is really true, and it's really scary. But we have this calmness inside because we know what to expect and what to do on the course of the disease. Kaya yun yung difference.
I like that. I like that. And I like how positive you are, brother. I want to say kudos for you for that.
Ralph, parang gusto ko na ding tanungin si Von, where did you get this strength, this fighting spirit to really fight for what's happening to you right now? I think hindi lang din as a COVID patient itself, but it's really more of as a frontliner, as a nurse. Oo, kasi syempre kung nasa ICU ka or ICU nurse ka, talagang you expect the worst. Like the patient really there are toxic, and talagang kailangan mabantayan sila. So where did you get this strength? Where did you get your inspiration to really go on?
Actually, I realized that with this pandemic thing, the only thing na kailangan mo bilang healthcare worker or frontliner is yung tibay ng loob at saka pananalig, because you were trained and you were called for this vocation and this job and this profession. This is not just a profession because you wanted to earn money. This is not a profession because you wanted to be glamorous in life. But I think this is one of the may pinaka-risky na profession na even magunaw na ang mundo, nandiyan pa rin yung nurses, doctors, because they are there to help out those in need. Kaya I just get all the strength from the family support, from my faith, of course, at sa lahat ng mga kaibigang nakapalibot rin sa akin. Because, yeah, COVID is a physical and physiological thing, but it's also mental. It affects your mental health as well. So it is really important to get the support around you and get away from those negative news, negative thoughts, and negative reports na nababasa mo, because it won't help you. So just get all the strength from all those people loving you and supporting you, actually.
I like that. Talagang if you learn that you contract the disease, I think there's a lot of reasons to panic and to get scared.
Yes.
And I like that you are being resilient. You intentionally reduce the news, tinanggal mo yung mga negativity sa buhay mo. Sa tingin ko, hindi ka na nagbabasa masyado ng mga hindi magaganda na talagang makapanghihina sa'yo, because what you wanted is to fix your mental state so that you can support yourself for your healing.
Yeah, that's true. Kasi nung hindi ko pa na-contract yung sakit, we have group chats, right? On the social media, we have group chats. At lahat maraming pinopost na ganito, death toll, maraming nakakahawa, reinfection and stuff. I mean, I get anxious at times, but I don't focus on those emotions because at first, wala ka pa namang sakit eh. Yes, you get conscious and you protect yourself, pero there's no reason to panic because mas lalo ka lang manghihina, hindi makakatulog, and it affects your physiological state as a person. So just focus. Lagi ko sinasabi, why worry if you can pray? So yun lang naman ang lagi ko sinasabi.
Okay. Shirley, may isa akong question sa kanya na sobrang curious ako. So, di ba alam ko na your family might not be able to receive this well kasi of course COVID-19 is a fear, people are fearful of the virus. Can you share to us the moment that you shared to your family the disease and how did they react to it?
Initially pa lang sinasabi ko na sa kanila na pa or the family na, oh, I've already handled a COVID positive patient today and tomorrow again and might be the next week, andyan pa rin sila. I always keep them updated on the work that I do in the hospital. But when I started feeling unusual or my symptoms become very prominent, I told my brother first. Sabi ko na I got swabbed and I think I am positive, but I told him first rather than both of my parents because alam ko mas kampante akong sabihin muna sa kapatid ko para at least kesa sila mama, kasi I'm thinking na baka mas ma-anxious sila mama and all. But I dealt with it not as biglaan na pagkasabi. Sinabi ko sa kanila na I have these symptoms already. I might be or might not be a positive COVID patient already, but let's see. So ayun, hindi ko naman sila binigla agad, but it helped me also to tell them yung paunti-unti para naman hindi rin sila mabigla. Kasi alam mo naman, pagdating dyan sa Pilipinas, the stigma of COVID and the fear of COVID is way, way, way more intense than the real scenario as well. So yeah.
Yeah, speaking of the parang discrimination and the stigma, no? Yes. How is it there in UK? Do you feel any discrimination or stigma? Like, for example, kasi dito we hear stories, di ba, Ralph, no?
Yes.
Sa mga Filipino nurses na yung iba pinapaalis ng dorm or pinapaalis ng boarding house dahil they are working in the hospital. So, karamihan ng mga frontliners natin nakaka-receive din talaga ng discrimination sa public. But in UK, how is it?
I'd like to discuss that topic into separating this discrimination in terms of a patient and being a frontliner, because I think I can relate to both. Let's start first of discrimination to the front as a frontliner. Yung dito sa UK, if you can see on the news, every Tuesday I think or Thursday they have this yung pinapalakpakan yung mga frontliners. It's overwhelming. Maraming discounts, maraming privileges ang frontliners, and we don't feel really discriminated at I mean generally, kung siguro kung meron isolated cases lang naman, pero we don't feel, kasi usually this case sa Philippines, unlike in the Philippines, if you compare, generally kapag yung mga nurses lumabas na ng ospital, naka-uniform pa rin sa Pilipinas. Dito naman sa UK, we don't practice that one. We wear our own our street clothes, kumbaga. So you cannot be distinguished if you're a health worker or not. But even if they know that they are a health worker or not, they're working in the NHS or the national health sector or the hospital inside the hospitals, wala ka namang mararamdamang discrimination because in the first place, everyone here in the UK, kung sinasabi niyo pa nga sa Pilipinas, are person under investigation or we are all PUIs or PUMs here in the UK. So wala na silang anong tawag diyan? Wala na silang thought or karapatang mag-discriminate ng front lines because the frontliners are the ones helping them.
Yeah.
In terms of being a patient, you cannot really feel that you are discriminated here in the UK. Alam kong may stigma in the Philippines because as I've said, iba rin yung nadadala ng balita. Pero there are people who are also afraid na baka ito Asian to or ito parang merong mga ganon na we sometimes yung discrimination merong ganon. Pero generally, if you are a COVID patient, you won't feel discriminated here. Nonetheless, you are protected. You are well monitored by the company or even the government. Ang mahirap lang dito is yung government support because of the overwhelming cases in the UK. Kaya medyo nahihirapan na rin ang national health sector to monitor everyone, especially those who are just in isolation at home.
Okay, bro, dyan sa UK, can you tell us anong current statistic? How many na ang mga merong COVID-19? And any statistic you can share us?
According to what I've read just this morning, it's already 129,000
Wow.
COVID positive cases. But out of the 129,000, I think it's just 17,000 who are in the hospital or admitted.
Oh my
And
God.
the remaining are just nandun like kagaya ko na nasa bahay lang. Because Ralph, ang nakakatuwa, kung ikukumpara mo ang management ng gobyerno ng UK at ng Philippines, magkaiba. In the Philippines, nalaman lang ng government na may exposure ka, nalaman lang ng government na you can be suspected or kasi may slight symptoms, even mild symptoms, the government will send people or frontliners to get you or quarantine you, right? Here in the UK, it's really, really different because the system is overwhelmed at marami nang nangangailangan ng ventilators, dialysis machine, and ICU beds. Hindi lahat at hindi kaya lahat ng gobyernong papuntahin lahat yung 129 sa ospital. Even if you are exposed, say I am a nurse, I was exposed sa COVID positive patient. If you don't have presenting symptoms, if you are not COVID positive, you still continue to work. Even if you have symptoms or even if you have your housemates has symptoms before, if your housemates has symptoms and it's still not COVID positive result, you still continue to work. Kaya medyo different ang approach
Open
ng
pa rin yung
government.
economy.
Well, there is what we call a lockdown here in the UK already. It has been declared maybe I think a month already now. But sa ngayon, it's already the first wave of summer already at mainit na ngayon, 21 degrees here in the UK. And matagal na inaantay ng mga tao ang sun na lumabas. Ngayon, ang hirap i-contain ng mga tao because they go to the parks, they stroll around because mas mainit na sa labas. Kaya, although it's locked down, but the people are kinda difficult to be managed kasi parang, ayun na nga, hindi ganun ka strictly implemented yung...
Wala ba dyan mga checkpoint dito? Kasi bawat may kanto, may checkpoint eh. Diyan ba maraming checkpoint?
May clustering sa Jensen di ba? Wala.
Meron din dito, quarantine pass before you can go out. You have to show that clearance.
No, on the initial phase of quarantine, the pandemic issues here in the UK, medyo stricto kasi yung mga tao, it was a new thing. So ang mga tao takot ganito. Pero naniniwala ko na kapag yung new thing is parang naging normal thing na parang okay, let's lax a bit. Ganun ang nangyayari sa mga taga UK ngayon. So wala kaming quarantine pass. Limited naman na yung number of transport pero mas dumami na ngayon. Close pa rin naman yung mga unnecessary shops unlike sa mga groceries and others, pero marami pa rin taong lumalabas. I mean, they can just be at anywhere. Sa mga
Right.
parks lang kaya na sila. So
Eric, itong gagawin natin ha. Shirley, let's welcome muna our viewers. We reached kanina 33, 35, nag-pick tayo 38 kanina. Eric, can
wow.
you say hi to your fans and your viewers from around the world? Meron ka mga kaibigan natin rin dito.
I would like to say hi to everyone and good evening sa lahat, or good morning or good afternoon. So, happy listening or viewing.
Ayun. Ano daw bro? They're asking for a special number if you can sing. We will be
Oh no. No, I can't. No.
Nah, bro.
Our new
No.
The Newbold family is here. Can you mention some of them? You know, Karen K. Padalusas pala, brother. He said,
Sorry?
"Hello, brother." Yes, Karen. Prayers and love from the Philippines. Ayan.
Okay. All right.
We have here Argentina, Roma. Hi, Arjen. That's from Jan, who's in the UK as well. Hi, Iya. Can you continue, Shirley?
Yeah, we have Ate Nel. Hello, Ate Nel. Also, my cousin is watching. Kuya Elmer. Hello sa'yo. Kay Jane, Aya, Charles Chua, Shirley May. Ate Gina, hello. Thank you for watching. Ron from Bulacan. We have also si Isko from Japan daw.
Japan, Aga North, Japan. Let's ask our viewers let's show our support to our brother here, Von, who's a frontliner but now is currently a patient in quarantine. Can you say go, Von, in the comment section and show our love and appreciation for his presence this afternoon here in the Philippines. Go, Von! Ayan.
Love also to our appreciation for our frontliners like Von. Kasi hindi biro talaga yung pinagdadaanan nila ngayon. And I think that we also have a question from Aya. Ang sabi niya dito, Aya is one of our in New Bold. Sabi niya, thank you for your service, sir. Would like to ask though, upon acquiring the virus, did you get a clear idea where you get caught it? Was there a break on your PPE that you noticed when you look back?
That is a really good question, actually, because when I was thinking about those days I have been exposed, maraming point of entry. Unang-una, as I've said, hindi lahat ng nababasa natin sa social media tama. Like if you have COVID, initially on day 1 you have respiratory symptoms na yun yung pinaka sinasabi nilang dapat when you have fever, you have sore throat or cough, isolate. But no, in my case, naging asymptomatic pa ako for how many days, meaning wala akong symptoms. It goes as well with other colleagues or other nurses na nakasama ko na naging positive rin. It could have been this virus is coming from them na habang nag-work kami at asymptomatic pa sila or wala pa silang symptom, I got it from them because we wear PPE inside the unit, but when we go like say for lunch or meron kaming ginagawa outside the patient's unit, sometimes we take off the mask. It could have been from the public transpo. You don't know kung sino yung mga nakasama mo kasi hindi naman nagma-mass testing lahat, 'di ba? It could have been from the patient itself because there has been time na na-expose ako without PPE because we think the patient was negative and it turned out positive. Or it could have been from the PPE itself, kung mali ang handling ng PPE in which nakakapagod magsuot ng PPE for the whole day, and sometimes you need to have a break on it. You don't know kasi the virus is unseen. It might be in kahit nag-hand wash ka, it might be on the sleeves or maybe nasa kamay mo lang, so you don't know. So I think or maybe sa mga housemates or mga ganun, kasi if you are with housemates or friends na nurses rin, pwedeng doon mo rin makuha. So maraming points to consider from the sources.
I
Yeah.
know. So parang nakaka-paranoid din na wherever you go, whatever you do, clingy si
There.
death, clingy si coronavirus. He can attack anywhere, anytime.
Yeah. Kaya tama ang sinasabi ng stay at home. Do not go unnecessary. Do not go out unnecessarily. Kasi the safest, maybe there's no safe place already, but maybe you can call only the safest place you can be is nasa bahay mo lang because alam mo kung ano yung ginagalawan mo. Alam mo yung mga taong pumapasok at kilala mo. Kapag nasa labas ka, consider everything and everyone positive because at the moment, hindi pa naman tayo nasa plateau or nasa pababang trend. It's still going up and it's
I know.
still going up. So mahirap mag-speculate na it's done.
And I
It
think
is.
that problem also, as long as wala pa rin kasi talagang vaccine na nade-discover, this fight will not gonna be over soon.
Yes. And come to think of it, HIV and AIDS or the normal influenza, wala pa namang treatment or specific treatment na ang tagal-tagal na. How about this coronavirus na bago lang? Kaya ayun.
Yes, that's those are indeed facts, and I think that's something that we could embrace. That is indeed the reality, and we're happy that there's a lot of scientists. The scientific community is working hand in hand. Nagtutulungan sila. I've never seen in my life a unity like this big. Yes, everybody are looking for ways on how to control and reduce the impact and how can we stop COVID from spreading and how to put a stop on it really. So, Von, may tanong ako. Let's just say hi again kasi ang dami natin mga viewers. Von, ano daw?
Fire, Ralph.
We have here your father, si Federico Vilda Fredeluces. Tama ba ako?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello, Paps.
He's very proud of you, ha?
Yeah.
Nako. Nakasubaybay. Salamat. Thank you for watching.
Yes. Shirley, may tanong ako, may share ako sa kanya kasi I shared before we started this session, there is a news article that came out this morning and that there is a report that there's around 20 and you told me actually it's 29 na Filipino nurses who just died because of the pandemic, because of the virus, and that's very sad news. What did you feel when you learned about that?
Sabi ko nga nung siguro mga 2 nights ago or 2 days ago, I posted in my social media sa Facebook. Sabi ko na knowing someone positive is a new normal here in the UK. It is sad, it is frightening, but it is real. I can say na maraming Pilipino ang naapektuhan, most especially they are frontliners or family members of the frontliners. Marami rin ang namatay because mostly, as I've said a while ago, karamihan siguro maybe 30% of the workforce in the hospital are Filipinos. Kaya marami ang Filipinos. Sabihin natin 30 to 40% in the hospitals are Filipinos. Kaya pwede na kami magtayo ng sarili naming Filipino hospital here kung tutuusin. But the thing is, mostly talaga kahit saan mo ilagay ang Filipino, they are hardworking eh. Hindi namimili ng pasyente. You will take on the challenge. I'm not saying other nationalities are choosing, but morally tayo as Filipinos, we do hard work or the dirty works usually. Kaya it's not surprising that marami ang nalaga sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino because we are more exposed because of the work, the nature of work and the number of Filipinos in the UK.
Von, if I may just lang din ask, what do you think is the most common reason why Filipino nurses acquire this kind of COVID? Is it because of lacking of the PPE? Or is it because talaga, andyan talaga yung virus, no? So,
it is difficult to speculate how did they get the virus. Unang-una, kung titingnan mo ang nature or ang physiologic nature ng Filipinos, we are Asians. marami sa Filipinos are hypertensive, diabetics, and
Mm.
marami ang may comorbidity. Pwedeng naging factor din yun na pwedeng in terms of lifestyle. Pangalawa, as I've said, degree of exposure ng mga Pilipino dahil mas maraming Filipino nurse, mas marami ang natatamaan. Pangatlo, in terms of PPE as well, I would not hide the fact that the UK is struggling about personal protective equipment. It's okay for us in the ICU because we are fully geared. Initially pa nga, nung umpisa pa lang, wala pa kaming mga gear masyado. Meron lang kaming apron. Unlike what you see in China na fully dressed up sila. But here, initially, naka-mask lang kami and naka-apron, naka-gloves. Now, there are still hospitals, especially sa mga ward na hindi mga special unit, na hindi pa rin fully geared. Filipinos, or not even Filipinos, not almost nurses cry out for a proper PPE, in which up until now the government of UK is struggling to provide. Marami dito akong kakilalang Pilipino, mga kaibigan ko na nag-i-improvise na lang. You know, Filipinos, they are so good. We are so good in improvising.
Forceful.
Yung mga trash bins na yun ang ginagawa para lang maging shoe cover, maging apron, maging cover. But what do I wanted to say? I think there is still a need for the government, especially here in the UK, to provide proper PPE. Nakakaingit nga yung mga nandyan sa Pilipinas because ang daming nagdo-donate, ang daming gumagawa ng PPEs for their fellow for the Filipinos in the hospital. But here, you cannot feel that one kasi we are Filipinos and we can see that one in the news sa Philippines, but lagi na lang namin sinasabi buti pa sila. Kumbaga sana all merong ganun, but not everyone in the world will do that for the frontliners. Yes, they may clap for us every Thursday night or Tuesday night, but it's not enough. I think it's not enough. Yes, we appreciate that one, but we don't need the clap at the moment. We need the support, and we need the proper PPE and the proper policies for this. So yeah.
Right. Shirley, can we baka you can also say hi to our audience. But we have a question.
Oh, ayan. So, hello. And actually, parang nakaka-disheart lang din, Ralph, na parang ang bigat-bigat sa loob na PPE pala is the problem for parang worldwide. No? Na hindi lang pala tayo sa Pilipinas nagkakaroon ng shortages, but also in US, I think, even in UK.
Yeah.
So parang nakakadurog lang ng puso na pakinggan na even in UK pala, walang tumutulong din sa mga frontliners natin. Like, ito yung sinabi mo nga kanina, at least dito sa Pilipinas, may mga nagdo-donate na mga private individuals or corporations. Pero in UK, talagang wala. Parang gusto ko tuloy mag-call for a fundraising to. Kasi parang siguro yung mga UK, natin dyan, Filipino or Pinoy groups in UK, maybe this is the right time for us to do something to help our Pinoy nurses there. Imagine 29 nurses died because of COVID.
Today.
Today. I think it's really because of the exposure then of what they're doing. So if they're not gonna help the frontliners, definitely we will not win this battle.
Yes.
So just really do something about it. So
that's true. Actually, nadadama ko din yung what you're feeling, Shirley. It is indeed sad. It is also interesting to note that a first world country like the UK, in facing this pandemic, they are also not that prepared as we thought they would be. So, grabe. It's also, nakikita mo talaga yung realities kapag nangyayari itong mga sakuna na ito. I have a question for you, Eric, and that is, or Von, and that is, Piers Morgan praised the Filipino nurse community there in the UK, and I'm very proud. It was a proud moment for us Filipinos watching that video going viral. And because you guys are indeed the frontliners and taking care of the patients in the UK, and can you tell to us how you guys felt when you guys were recognized by international media?
Well, it's overwhelming at saka nakakataba ng puso because we are recognized not only as Filipinos but nurses in general. We were recognized that we are doing our best to be frontliners. But as I've said a while ago, recognition is not enough if we don't have action, if we don't have proper
Right.
support from the government. I think it is more what do you call that? Tangible if they provide us nurses with the right amount of PP and the right amount of policies in each hospital, because as you can see in the news, I think UK is the fourth na pinaka worst na tinamaan all over the world, and frontliners are not exempted and not immune on COVID. Like I've said, ako ngayon natamaan. So there might be yes, we appreciate the appreciation, but it marami pang dapat gawin.
That's true. Let's just say hi again to our viewers. Hi guys, who's watching us right now. If you're here, can you say ano bang pwede nilang sabihin sa comment section, Shirley?
Go Von!
Go Von pa rin. Go.
Ako naman.
Fight Von! Yan. And then
Yes,
sabi
fight
ni
Von.
Ann Barundi, I think ang ganda rin pagkakasabi nito. Bayanihan is still innate daw for all the Filipinos. I think that's very, automatic sa ating mga Pinoy, no? All over the world. And Eric, ang question ko lang, how do you think, parang definitely after this experience, you've learned a lot of things. What is the parang major impact, how this COVID-19 experience will gonna change your outlook in life?
Personally, alam mo gusto ko tong i-emphasize sa lahat na ngayon naramdaman na ng lahat na everyone can be affected by a certain disease. It is also possible that there is a lockdown not on a national level. Akala natin noon na pandemic is just on the books. Pwede tayong ma-lockdown at ilang days or ilang buwan tayong nandyan lang sa bahay. Unang-una, it made me realize na kung wala kang ipon, mahirap. Mag-aantay ka na lang ng help from the government, and it's really, really difficult. Pangalawa, if wala kang sapat na if your immune system is not boosted, mas madali kang maapektuhan ng sakit. At pangatlo siguro, this is the time that the healthcare workers are more emphasized and more what do you call that? Mas marami kumbaga ang work ng healthcare workers are mas na-emphasize sa lahat kung gaano kahirap at gaano katindi. We are not after na mag-glorify, but we are here and we have been here for a long time already, and we are crying for this battle na hindi lang dahil sa COVID, but sa lahat na we've been underappreciated for a longest time. We've been neglected, and we haven't been, kumbaga hindi napansin. Pero ngayong na may COVID na, maraming namamatay na healthcare workers, doon pa dumami yung appreciation. So I hope this provides a lesson for everyone na we need to consider every aspect na sa sarili mo, na dapat hindi ka madaling magdapuan ng sakit. Dapat may ipon ka rin, kasi paano kung abutin ng isang taon yung lockdown mo, hindi ka nahihirapan at umaasa lang sa gobyerno. So, yung mga ganong realization, yun lang naman yung mga random thoughts ko minsan.
Right. After this, Eric, I'm curious. I really pray that you will be healed in Jesus' name in a few days after you take the swab test. I know it's gonna be negative, and you will be free, pare, from this. My question is, will you go back to service if you are tested negative?
Yes, that's that is yan yung sinumpaang sinumpaang trabaho ko, and I will still go back to work. I think it made me stronger emotionally na harapin, because I've been a frontliner and I've been a COVID patient, and I know it's not easy to be in the COVID be a COVID patient. yung kahit mild symptoms lang ako, kung ikukumpara ko ang symptoms ko sa mga nasa ospital, they are much worse. So I have this compassion already na mas pakikinggan at mas uunawain yung mga pasyente because I've been there as well. And I have been better compared to them. Kaya ayun. I will still continue my job.
I love that answer, bro. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Iba,
No problem.
ito, Shirley, hindi alam. Ako, I didn't know yung sumpa na yon, na yung pinagsumpa, what do you call this, yung ano ninyo, yung commitment ninyo, yung oath ninyo. And for others kasi, akala nila it's just a job that you guys have working in the government. But you guys took an oath to be of service, to be a healthcare practitioner, to serve, especially during this time as our frontliner. What is inside that oath? A lot of other people are not yet knowledgeable about that. I know Shirley is actually graduated as a nurse.
Yeah, and I practiced for only 3 months as a NICU nurse.
Wow.
Ano yung nasa loob ng guys, oath na yun?
I think in summary, I think it's more of yung panunumpa mo sa responsibility to take good care or to look after patients and to not to not add to the burden dahil may sakit na sila. At the same time, you are bound to prevent, to cure, help cure, to rehabilitate illnesses. So I think nandun kasi kapag nag-nursing ka lang dahil sa pera, mahirap bumangon araw-araw dahil sa reason lang na yon. So I think it's really a calling.
It's a calling. I love that. And alam mo, tumaas talaga yung aking perception and respect to the nurses, the frontliners, to everyone who's in the front line fighting this disease, taking care of the community. Kung meron ng cartoon, alam mo yung mga superheroes talaga pala in real life are these people. They're like, akala mo, just at the...
Being a nurse, yeah. It's really more of parang service to God's self. Parang ganon.
Yeah, I would like also to emphasize hindi lang nurses and doctors and those working in the medical field, but marami ring mga hindi nasa limelight at the moment, but they are also frontliners. Yung mga nasa grocery shops, cashiers, nagdi-deliver ng mga medications, nagdi-deliver ng food, nagdi-deliver ng sulat at lahat. They are also risking their lives. Even the military men, all the policemen, and lahat ng mga men in uniform. So I think everyone takes part on this pandemic as well. So kudos sa lahat.
Yes. We only have 10 minutes left. Ang bilis ng oras. Parang nag-uusap lang tayo dito. And let's say to our sa ating mga audience, viewers, thank you, Von. Ayan. Thank you, Von.
Thank you rin sa inyo.
And they're really rooting for you, Von.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you rin sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa mga frontliners. I mean, it means a lot for us right this very moment.
Shirley, si Von, meron siyang ginawa the first day that he got the disease, when he learned about his status, ito ang gusto ko sa ginawa niya, he shared it boldly on social media, on his Facebook, na he got the COVID virus. And for other people that they see that as stigma, parang kinakaya nila, they wanna hide it under the shadows. But ever since he shared it on social media, where he got a lot of support from people, nakakatuwa na they embraced this and they supported him. Hundreds of people commenting and sharing his post. What went into your mind? Bakit mo ginawa yun, Von? Nakakatakot yung gawin kasi they might judge you, pero you were there. Yes.
I think siguro parang naging innate na lang sa akin na because I do social media, aside from the fact na gusto kong ipaabot sa lahat kung paano ang maging pasyente or maging COVID positive patient, kasi hindi naman lahat ng nababasa natin is totoo. Gusto ko ngang i-emphasize pala sa interview na to na hindi ang mga symptoms ay hindi uniform ang presentation, ang clinical manifestations. Merong sa mga day 1 pa lang nagkaroon na ng ubo-sipon, nahirapang huminga. Merong iba na day 10 na lumabas, may ibang symptomatic, may ibang experience because
Von? Ayan, medyo nag-mute na.
nahihirapan din paano i-deal. And there are also the general population doesn't really know. The general population doesn't really know what it takes to be a COVID patient. Hindi naman lahat nagkaroon ng COVID, in which, knock on wood, sana wag magkaroon. But this is also an opportunity to share and educate and maybe support.
Oh, yes. Definitely. It's time for us to
unite.
To unite and come together. Like whoever you are, whether you have the virus or not, it's the perfect time. Kasi ang maganda dito, Bon, sa ginawa mo, no? And for other people who might who have contracted any other disease, is that once you come to the light, nawawala yung power nung sakit na yon sa'yo.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. That's
diba?
True.
Hindi ka na natatakot, wala yung bigat, and now it's time for you to educate and inform because ikaw na ngayon ang living testimony on how you fought the virus and continuously fighting the virus. So yeah. That's what's good about what you're doing. And maganda rin dito, alam mo Shirley, kanya-kanyang storya of how they contracted their journeys, no? Ang ganda tingnan kasi makikita mo hindi yung sakit pero yung human spirit. Yun ang makikita mo how they kanya-kanya tayong roles, may frontliner nandoon sa grocery store or ano man, paano man nila nakuha yung disease na yan, anong ginagawa nila nung nakuha nila yung virus, pero makita mo doon paano nila yun pinagtagumpayan and ano yung ginagawa nila, how they took care of their family, how they spoke to their family about it, how they wanna, kanya-kanyang story, nakakatuwa at nakaka-inspire, and nakikita mo it's beyond pala the things that we thought we value. These are the things that we value. These people, their stories, this makes us human. So, ayan, ang sarap ng session na ito, Shirley.
Do you think siguro, ako yung nakikita ko din with the different journeys, with the different stories, parang wala talagang pinipili itong si coronavirus no? Kahit anong estado mo sa buhay, mayaman, mahirap ka, kung talagang tinamaan ka dito, it would really show you the true character of yourself, on how you're gonna fight this, on how you'll be able to stand through this. And of course, I think ang pinaka-importante is the support of your family members, of your friends. And I think ito yung isa sa mga talagang secret ingredients, no? Para mapagtagumpayan mo yung laban na to. It's really more of your support system. Kasi like what Von said kanina, nagustuhan ko talaga yun, this disease will not really, fight your physical body, but it's really more of the mental. Especially those people na naka-isolate, mag-isa ka lang, tapos paano kung andyan na yung mga symptoms mo, nag-aggravate na talaga, like hindi ka na talaga makahinga. And parang ang papasok na lang sa isip ko na parang, Lord, kunin mo na lang ako kasi ayoko nang ma-experience to. Kasi parang ang hirap, lalo na siguro yung sa mga naka-intubate because they were not able to express themselves. But I think yung panghahawakan na lang talaga ng mga COVID positive warriors, it's really more of yung pagmamahal nila sa pamilya nila at yung pagbibigay din nila ng importansya sa pamilya nila. That's very, very important.
Tama yung sinabi mo, Shirley, when you say iba't ibang estado kahit walang pinipili. Di ba, Von, your minister there in the UK actually got admitted he actually has the virus as well.
Yeah, even Boris, the Prime Minister, and Prince Charles, the heir to the throne.
Charles.
Yeah,
diba?
Got the virus. Yeah.
Kahit kung ano siya, sobrang protected siya, nasa palasyo pa siya, he got
walang nagawa ng mga guards, yung mga royal guards sa virus na ito.
Oo, wala sa pinipili. Pumunta siya doon sa may palace, sumasayaw-sayaw pa siguro yung like, talagang wala siyang pinipili. Von, I am curious, the moment na malaman mo that you are negative, what will you do?
Parang,
Will you
parang
text your the loved one
to
ng
be
gusto mo
honest,
text?
to be honest, really, na-enjoy ko ang isolation.
Okay.
Kasi nagkaroon ako ng time and break at the same time to recuperate my health. But
Correct.
siguro, ano pa rin, duty calls. Kapag nagkaroon ako ng too negative, babalik na rin ako ng trabaho. Siguro ang una kong gagawin, mag-grocery ulit, bibili ng mga gusto kong pagkain because before anything else pala, gusto kong sabihin na hanggang ngayon faint pa rin ang panlasa at pangamoy ko, na wala completely zero, wala akong malasahan, wala akong maamoy, and it's difficult. Now na it's coming back slowly, I get to appreciate the little and the tiniest details of life, na nung bumalik na yung sense of taste ko ng salt and sweet, parang sabi ko, this is luxury already. So you tend to appreciate everything because of this.
So, ano yung gusto mo kainin nung nalaman mo, nung na-realize mo okay na yung panlasa mo?
Gusto kong kumain ng spaghetti actually, or pumunta ulit ng ng fast food pag nagbukas na. But yeah.
Jollibee spaghetti ba dyan?
Come again?
May Jollibee spaghetti ba dyan?
Ay, meron. So, baka isa yan sa una kong pupuntahan.
But this time, kailangan mo talaga magkaroon ka na ng PPE.
Yes. That's true.
Yes. And we're now in the last 3 minutes of our session, and I've learned a lot, and I'm so thankful for your life, brother, for really taking the challenge and joining us and sharing your story. You're such an inspiration. Sabi ko nga sa kanya, kakaiba tong bro, pinagdadaanan mo. You can turn this into opportunity, and baka mamaya may libro ka na.
Very inspiring.
But I will just continue to do what I need to do as a frontliner and as a nurse, and we are still keeping high hopes now within the year or the next year mare-resolve na rin tong pandemic na to. So let's just keep on praying.
Yeah.
All right, that's true. Thank you very much for Shirley, you have one last question.
Wala na, it's really more of appreciation lang to Von. Like, ako sobra akong na-touch, Von, no, sa story mo. Sobra din ako na-touch dun sa pagiging courageous mo. Sobrang napakatapang mo. Kung ako siguro yung nasa kalagayan, siguro parang baliw-baliw na ako. And at this point, parang, alam mo yun, bumabalik sa akin yung parang gusto ko ulit maging nurse. Gusto ko ulit na parang lumaban with this kind of what's going on with us. Parang nagigilty ako na I have this kind of profession but I'm not practicing it. But I guess may pinaglalagyan talaga si Lord sa atin. Maybe hindi man ako maging nurse or hindi man ako maging frontliner, but maybe because of this, through this session, through these mga live moments natin, no, Ralph, we were able to inspire also a lot of people and empowering them. But to you, Von, thank you so much for giving us inspiration. You are the true face of this pandemic. You are a true life warrior. So please do continue sharing your story to each and everyone because you are touching a lot of people's lives.
I would like to respond on what Shirley told me, na we are the true warriors. Actually, I look at on a different perspective. The people who stays at home are the true warriors. We are just the backliners who help these affected individuals. But those people who stays at home, who prevent those general population who follows the rules, you are the true heroes in this pandemic.
Oh, I love
right,
that.
That's right.
Von, thank you very much for again taking this invitation and being brave enough to share your story without any shame. I want you to know that that we appreciate that very much. Please get well, okay? Negative natin yan.
Lahat. Keep praying for your fast recovery.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let's continue spreading positivity in this positive world. Pero in a good positive, the good positivity.
Good positive thing. Ayun. Okay, last word, pare, Von, and then we will.
yeah, just continue to stay home and follow the rules and stay safe and stay healthy. Yun lang. God bless everyone.
God bless you, brother. Thank you very much again. It's hot there in UK, and I know that it's a beautiful day, and we
Yeah.
will be praying for you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that's it. Shirley, last may
Yes.
tanong ako sa'yo. What did you learn from this before we
Wow,
close?
grabe. Ang dami, ang dami. Parang, I think, based sa mga kwento ni Von, it's really more of being grateful, no?
Right.
Even with the little things. Kasi we'll never know what will happen to us. Especially in this kind of pandemic. Parang, I think this is God's way of telling us na you have to appreciate whatever you have in life. Kasi minsan sa sobrang gusto natin na maging komportable yung buhay natin, magkaroon tayo ng maraming pera, marami tayong nakakalimutan ng mga bagay. Yun yung magkaroon ka ng time sa pamilya mo, yun yung magkaroon ka ng irespeto mo yung katawan mo by having rest,
Right.
by eating nutritious food, by eating healthy food, by basically taking care of yourself and taking care of your family. So I think this pandemic really teaches us on how we should value the people that we love the most, and of course, also the time for ourselves and time for our creator. So yeah, I think yun yung natutunan ko dito, Ralph, no? To be really more grateful for the things that you have. And
Right.
laban lang. Wala nang
Dapat
pasundin
lang.
natin. No?
That's true. Earlier you said that you sana parang meron kang na fantasy na you want to be frontliner, siguro maganda rin to really be joining forces with the medical community. But I'm telling you, Shirley, you might not be the frontliner, but you're an onliner. We're doing this together. Di ba? Meron tayong, we're doing this activity, this service, no? Platform, and giving voices to people so that they can share their message to people. This, I think, already is good enough. And you taking care of your family, Shirley, and staying at home, that's already a good
It's the
contribution.
greatest gift. Being with them. Yeah.
Yes, and that's Zoe, everyone. Hi, Zoe. Ayan. Before we say goodbye to Von, I'll say thank you, everyone, for watching. Maybe what I learned from this, from Von, is definitely to stay at home. Nakikita ko yung weight, nakikita ko yung bigat na nararamdaman ng mga frontliners. Hindi nila sinasabi. Alam mo, even though you recognize them, they know what's more important. And more important is we stop this disease. I know you to glorify, pero at the same time, the real, stay at home para they could also be human beings to go back to their regular lives because they wanted to have a future as well. And I'm very thankful for the service that you, Von, and all of the frontliners are giving. So
Thank you.
that's it. Thank you, Von.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
thank you.
Thank you also to all our viewers.
That is the of Bold Moments Live. Thank you everyone for watching. See you again tomorrow in our regular time 30. Thank you guys.
Yes, yeah. Thank
See
you.
you.
Bye. Stay healthy, everyone. Bye.
Bye.